be here or be square. I'm just saying square because I'm trying to get it right. Later, y'all. Have a good one.
Your income doesn't matter. Your age doesn't matter. Your race doesn't matter. Your geographical location doesn't matter. There's a thing that you and I are dealing with in your money, and it's called math. And none of those things I just mentioned give you a pass on math. And where people get themselves in trouble, including when I went broke many years ago because I was stupid, we get ourselves in trouble when we don't bother and do the math before we do the transaction. We're the stupid woman from San Diego who leased her dog for $5,400. We make $90,000 a year, and somehow in our brains figure out that our children deserve a $50,000 Honda SUV. And now we have to take the kids out of private school because we can't pay the payments on the SUV and the private school because we didn't do math. We're 21 years old. We buy a $10,000 car, run up $10,000 in credit card debt, and have $10,000 in medical bills and make $30,000 a year. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. Our health care is provided by Medicaid, which is welfare, because we qualify. If I go back to work, we won't qualify for that. And if I go back to work, they'll have to pay for daycare. When you make $30,000 a year, there's nowhere in that plan that the $10,000 car makes sense. There's nowhere in that plan that running up a bunch of credit card debt gives you any room to breathe. You already can't breathe. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids. We have 3 kids. We make $28,000 a year. Should I go back to work, the woman asks. $28,000 income with 3 kids.
Dave Ramsey Humans. Hi, I'm back. Just did a one-on-one, and I got to talk about some things that I did with that one-on-one. And in addition to talking about things I did with the one-on-one, for individuals that knows if they make a $25 contribution or more, they are actually going to hear that one-on-one through my ECC, Exclusive Content Club. Individuals that get $25 to my Cash App or more contribution, they become a member. Guys, I need to share some truth with you. I need to share some truth. And the truth that I need to share with you guys here on 98.3 dotCOM FM, Chris One Radio Group, is this. Give me a second. Okay. Here's some truth that I need to just break down with you guys. Um, People, there's a lot of individuals out there that are suckers for love. I used to be one. Now I'm very careful at how I love. Being careful at how you love does not mean don't love at all. It means be careful. One of the things that I don't accept from my mother is the fact that she keeps applying old women perspective with today's woman perspective. Today's women, they feel as though men are the enemy. This is this isn't more prevalent than in the community you guys call black. We are the enemy. Um, you can talk to an individual that will ask you a question, you'll answer it, they'll ask you again, you'll answer it, they'll ask it again simultaneously. They'll go and talk to somebody else, and communication is flawless. And one of the things that I will not accept is a woman that will protect a woman out of her class. If you don't have kids and you said, I cherished my body, don't protect, don't don't come at me with that woman's club. We sisters. I want to do things to help sisters. It's a sisters group. There are more classes of women of color than any other class of women. Need y'all to follow me. So my mom decided, I don't like what you're saying, even though you're not talking about women that I despise. And she made that more evident when she said, I don't want to be like my own mother. My own mother had multiple kids, like by multiple men. I felt like crap when my brother's father came and got him. I felt like crap when my sister's father came and got her. And I didn't want my kids to feel that way. So I made sure. So there it is. I need y'all to follow me. And my mom do not want to understand, out of convenience, that she is not a woman of the class and morals of today. Back in the day, women didn't twerk. Now, that is the highlight of a woman with a big butt's day, to find a reason to twerk. I need y'all to follow me. And we hear black is beautiful. We hear women are strong, but yet you'd be hard pressed to find one that doesn't have an afro. But my mom is protecting the class of women that I have to deal with. It's not like the class of women of her class back in the 50s and 60s. So what you as a man got to understand is women will shove their values down your throat. A woman will make sure you understand you do not control me. I know what you're trying to say has merit, but I just got to say something because I need to help you understand. People, if a woman says, if a woman doesn't ever cook and she says to you, today I'm going to cook for you, I have the food ready at 8 o'clock, and it's 7:42, and there's nothing on the stove, nothing in the microwave, no dishes with food in it being prepared, nothing. And you got 18 minutes to what she said when it comes to mealtime, she's not cooking for you. It's nothing to get mad about. It's something that you need to understand. Women are their own bosses. Now I need y'all to follow me. And what I'm just saying out of that is if a woman makes claim to something here, if there are 10 things that make up to it before you get there, and you keep adding in little injections about, hey, listen, hey, and it's like, nope, 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 nope. Do not expect that to ever happen. If the little 10 steps that is in mirror, is in favor of, equals to that, pay attention. I need y'all to follow me. Because a lot of you individuals, you don't understand it's their choice, it's their body. Now, when they say it's my choice, my body, it's said in a proud perspective. But for some reason, when I inject the alternate realities of that statement, I'm the hated one. Now I need y'all to follow me because I'm talking about the alternate realities. Um, there are, I must have had about 40,000 clients in my 20 plus year career that told me she had the baby and I didn't want to. Fellas, that is the reality that you have to deal with. Once your nut leaves your balls, you want to park it either in a napkin or you want to park it inside of a condom. If you park your nut inside of a woman's womb, you just forfeited the rights to that nut. Facts. Can't go back up in the coochie and be like, I want my nut back. You can't get your nut back. Now, let us now talk about the perspective and the unfortunate perspective that you guys don't seem to understand. The law does not recognize I didn't want to have a baby for a reason for you not feeling the need to pay child support. The court does not recognize I didn't want to have a baby. The court does not recognize she had this baby and I didn't want to. The court does not recognize that. The court don't recognize that. I don't blame them. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna sit up here and do that thing. I don't blame them. Sorry, I don't blame them. And the reason why I don't blame them is because I have heard too many individuals put too much emphasis on playing a game when it comes to sex as opposed to the other thing. I've heard too many individuals, me personally. So I don't blame them. That is the narrative that individuals don't want to seem to understand when they want to inject um, more um, animosity on my character. I'm just so pro men, go men. We never make mistakes, men. Men, yeah, I never. Women just seem to don't want to understand that. But I need y'all to follow me, fellas. You will find yourself in a position of this is my baby when a woman wants it, when y'all break up. I carried this baby in my womb for 9 months. You will hear that. You will hear mine, 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 mine. This is mine, my baby. We don't want you. My baby don't want it. You'll hear that when she's mad at you. When she's not mad at you, don't be surprised at what I'm about to say. That same baby is now the both of y'all's. That same baby, you supposed to do all these things. You supposed to be there. You supposed to. But when she gets mad, nope, I don't want you to. So allow me, allow me, allow me to help you understand how I feel about women. All right, allow me. Oh, but let me first say this. I want women to be like, that's right. Uh huh. Say it, ugly man, boy. You don't have a right to tell a woman what she could do with her body. Oh, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Um, you don't have a right. Don't call me up saying I didn't want to have the baby. I don't feel as though I should pay child support. You don't have a right. Your rights about what she could do because it's her body is a big fat donut. Okay? You don't have the right. Let me say it again. You don't have a right. Or let me just go street with it. You don't gotta say so, nigga. It's her body, nigga. You can't tell her what she can do with her body, nigga. I'm laughing at something else. So just understand that. Now, allow me to give you some pointers on my perspective. Allow me to give you my perspective on pointers on women. People, I had a woman last year yell at me hello for 5 weeks. I finally gave in and introduced myself. When I did, all that excitement, all that, because I would see this individual with like 7 or 8 people, and I would hear hello out of a bunch of 7 or 8 people, and I would look and be like, well, who said it? And then I would see an arm waving. No, me, over here, me, neon lights and everything. Then when I introduced myself to this individual, I was promised a date. Among other things, you don't promise a mother of my class a date. I want to be clear about something. One day soon, we're going to is not what no good niggas here. No good niggas here get specific times, accurate times, depictions, and when those they don't meet those times, women get mad. But good guys, we get dates and promises, etc. I was promised a date last year. Me, we'll go out real soon. So allow me. Last year, I must have met about 7 women. 5 of those individuals we made dates to go out, and they reneged. Now, let me help you understand a woman. When a woman cancels a date with you, you got to know when she cancels a date or reschedule. Cancel a date is when she say, I know we're supposed to go out at 3 o'clock today, but something came up, but okay, because my mom is sick. But let me call you back later. She canceled the date and didn't reschedule. So she canceled the date. People, I would only ask a woman out on a date once. I only introduce myself once. I'm only gonna tell a woman how I am once. I'm not gonna do it 3 or 4 times. People, I'm not a salesman. That's for the niggas to do that. Great men, we don't sell ourselves. I need y'all to follow me. So I'm telling you how I deal with women. I will not put emphasis on a woman in a relationship. I always let the woman dictate the relationship because then you're only giving them what they gave you. People, when Atia Bradley and I was in court one time, I told Atia LaShawn Bradley, I said, I hope you and your child get someone that y'all treated, that treats you like the way y'all treated me. She then yelled to the judge, he's threatening me, ooh and ah. And then when I said, the thing that I said after that made her just know and admit to the fact she treated me like trash. I said, Your Honor, she would consider that a threat. But if I just said, I only hope you and your daughter get somebody that treated y'all like y'all treated me, why is she getting mad? According to her, she treated me great. Then when I said that, it was like, ah! People, when I speak, I do nothing but execute how intellectual I am. I'm not shoving it down your throat, but I need y'all to follow me. The only thing that I don't accept, attitude. That is what I inject. But here's what a lot of you guys do that I don't do. If an individual, say, I'll call you at 5 o'clock and don't call, um, and then the next day go and the next day and they don't call, I don't ever call them. They said they was going to call me at 5 o'clock. And what they just invoked and what they injected in a relationship was just throwing words out there with no meaning. Then I get 2 weeks later, I get a text message. Hey, so what's up, stranger? Why am I a stranger? Because you didn't call me. At last spoke, if you look up your text line, you said you was gonna call me. If you check your outgoing calls after that, you see that you didn't call me. Then it's like, dag. I mean, I was just saying, that's just an intellectual talk. No, it's what you said. It's what you said. I am always invoking nerdmatics in a relationship. I am always adding up little things and comparing it to the big things that were said. Always. I'm always doing it. When you say something to somebody and you suggest something and they come up with an alternative and you be like, well, you do know that what you're saying doesn't equal up to the big thing that you said. I need y'all to follow me. If you understand what I'm saying right now, you will not, and I mean will not, be surprised when you finally open up your eyes. I get so disappointed, literally, when I do a one-on-one and I listen to somebody that it was totally absence of simple common sense. Once again, We live in times where women are their own bosses. Honestly, when they allow you to lead, that is nothing more than a courtesy. It's a courtesy. People, I'm a genius. I've had people 30 years older than me tell me, but when I suggest something, I get an alternative. I'm never going to touch that situation again. That's how I am. And when I suggest something, I always suggest something in the protocol in which what we say we're trying to do. The alternative, it's totally against it. A lot of you guys, you allow women to be in the lovey-dovey state. I would never want my child to be raised without a father. My child needs their father. And then next week, I don't want you around. Get out of here. My kid don't need you. And then you're hell bent on her saying, uh, my kid need a father. I will never, ever, ever push my father away, child father away. You get stuck on that. I did the same thing. That's why I was a dummy and fought for 11 and a half years. And for those that know, when I do the math, I fought to be a father for 11 and a half years. I want y'all to pay real close attention to this math that I'm about to say. I fought to be a father for 11 and a half years. That was 11 years, 5 months, and 29 days too long. For those that don't understand, one more day would have made 11 and a half years. 11 years, 5 months, 29 days, too long. You know why? Because I did not listen to what that woman was saying. I didn't. I wasn't listening. Here's one thing that I know more than anything: give a woman what she wants, give them what they want, give them what they want. You have to. You have to. Um, Back in 2009, a great friend of mine I grew up with, Anthony Montgomery, was in an accident. And right now, I don't know if he's in a vegetated state, but no, he's not because he's active, but he's crippled now. He can't talk. His body is deformed. Um, in 2009. In 2009, I had the pleasure of going to the hospital, and I seen people, 84. I seen people that I hadn't seen in almost 30 years. Anthony Montgomery, fortunately, his half of the neighborhood was his family. And when he got hurt, when his family came to see him, we was in the hospital like, oh, Sweat, oh, what's up? Oh my God, Chris, this is my kid. And it was like, oh my God. Oh, it was the most joyous, one of the top 3 most joyous times of my adult life. But that's not what I'm talking about. I want y'all to listen to what I'm about to say. A woman by the name of Mrs. Crawley. Remember, I told y'all that I was, everybody in the families was glad that their children was hanging out with me. And Michael Crawley's mom, this is the way she talked. She said, Chris, how you doing? She didn't look like she talked, but she had a very scrunch voice. She said, Chris, how you doing? How's your daughter? I said, Mama Crawley, I haven't seen my daughter in over a half a year. She started crying. And you know what she told me? She told me the ingredients and the basis on what I'm telling you guys here today. She said, Chris, let me tell you something. That woman don't want what she's doing. And when she said it, I didn't believe her. I said, you have no idea. Now I believe her. She said, Chris, that woman don't want what she's doing. She said, let me tell you something about a woman. When emotions run high, We say things that we don't mean. But I tell y'all, they are great storyteller sellers. Right? That's all I'm gonna say about that. But she said, Chris, they don't want what they ask for. I believe that now. So this is why I'm telling you here today. Always give a woman what she asks for. Don't just give her the flowers and take her on a trip. When she say, F you, I don't care nothing about you, I don't ever want to see you again, grant her that. People, I'm real easy to love. You know why I'm real easy to love? Because every woman that I've ever dated knows how I feel from the 0.1% to 100%. When I ask a woman something and I know the answer and they give me an alternate answer, it raises red flags. Every woman in my life knows how I feel, and I proudly stand by it. But a lot of you will deal with individuals and you won't give them what they want. You allow them to lie to you, tell you we don't need you. They'll always incorporate the kid. We don't need you. People, these are all facts. I know I'm gonna have my hate percentage is gonna go up. You know, I did the show on God, and that's why the individual said, "Imagine if you believed in God." And I constantly spawn hate. I'm a spawn hater. I'm a hate spawner. Yeah, I just invented that. Um, but give a woman what they want. But here's the problem: 95% of the time, they'll tell you an alternate reality of what they really want. You just got to be smart enough to add up the little things. Once again, if an individual say they're going to cook for you, and they never cooked, but this one day they said they was going to cook for you, the food will be ready at 8 o'clock, and at 7:42, you go in the kitchen. There's not a pot on the stove. There's nothing in the microwave. Nothing. All the little things that take up to 8 o'clock, making that meal at 8 o'clock, you minus one of them, the end result one is not going to happen. Always, and I mean always, give a woman what she wants. Always, always, always give a woman what she wants. Now, when individuals hear me say this, they will know the undertone of what I'm saying. Everything that I say when it comes to a woman is like, it's not really, he don't mean that like he say it, because there are alternate realities. Once again, remember Einstein's law of relativity. For every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. Wherever, whenever you can't find your solution in the logical, the answer will lie in the unlogical. This is why uh, I was watching 90 Day Fiance, and this one dude was talking about he don't believe in God, um, and he was talking about there are aliens, and everybody was like, his problem is he didn't know how to speak on that as eloquently. But had I been there, I would have said, "Pause, homie. Let me take it from here." Because whenever you can't find your answer in the logical, your answer will live in the unlogical. So let me help you. When he said there are aliens, people were clowning him, but he didn't know how to present his case very well. So let me help y'all understand that in fact, why some don't believe in God, but they believe in aliens. People, man is supposed to be the smartest living organism on this planet. This is why I don't understand how we allow coronavirus to shut us down. Another story. But when you cannot explain how the pyramid have 20-ton boulders cut with pinpoint accurate precision, there is not one tool remaining that's showing us how it was done. The bases of the pyramids in Egypt are currently today the most leveled building ever assembled on this planet. The, the, the World Trade Center, the Empire State Building isn't built with better precision than the pyramids. You cannot find an answer for that in the illogical. Therefore, the answer lies in the unlogical. People, these are facts. You can say whatever it is that you want, but when we all run around here and we say God, 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 there are things that exist on this planet that's beyond the understanding of God. There have been things found, metals that was found that is nowhere on our periodic table. Now, when you talk about these things and you don't know how to execute it correctly, you will come off sounding like a two-bit idiot. But I believe what he was saying. There's a woman named Dr. Sam. She's a female, though. Dr. Sam, and she speaks about this. She talks about how we are all aliens and we all come from different planets. So I believe what that individual is. I believe that individual just don't understand it. Shay Money says, I'm back here together. I'm back here. Appreciate you being back. The life coach, he chimed in. He says, you're right. In order for the pyramids to have been built, something had to be done. It had to be done from something above. Yeah, you can't explain that. All the intellect in the world can explain the pyramids. You can't. You can't. The base of the pyramid is the most level structure on this planet. Nothing is built straighter, meaning if the basis of the pyramid is 1 mile, there's no way on this planet you should be able to put a leveler in the middle point of that pyramid and it be leveled. You can't do that with the World Trade, with the Empire State Building. You can't do that with the Chrysler Building. You can't do that with no other building, but you can go to the pyramids and do it. The pyramids is the only brick structure on this planet that's built with brick, but no mortar. No mortar. For those that don't know, the mortar is the stuff that glues the brick together. Every other brick structure built by man is built with mortar. The pyramids, no mortar. So, is it something to think about? No, it's obvious because you can't think about it from the perspective of the logical perspective. So the answer relies in the unlogical. So I got 12 minutes. I'm sorry, 22 minutes. Their body, their choice. People, what we hear is terms like their body, their choice. But when they say no means no, who are they talking to? Is no means no applied to the salesman when you're going to go purchase a car that you can't afford? Is the no means no perspective said implied there? No. When we say no means no, what we're saying is it's the woman's body, it's her right. When she tells you no, you can't have no coochie stuff, you can't have no coochie stuff. because no means no. Women today will like to tell you that men make the choice. But my mom told me I chose your father. And women from yesterday will say things like, I chose your father. But today, no means no means a man says no when a woman throws herself on him. Is that where we're at? Hmm. Today, individuals will never say that the woman make the choice simply because they choose no good men, and they want to make the claim that no, the man chose me. I had no choice in the matter. I had a two-bit idiot last year tell me these two guys that I'm banging, one married and one not, they need to let me go because I want to get married. Hmm. Okay. No means no. That's for all individuals that don't know. Allow me. No means no is a woman saying, it's my body. You can't have no nookie. I said no. Now, if you get into a conference with women, you'll get run into a lot of attitude. It's mine. It's mine. I have my own rights. They'll throw everything at you but the kitchen sink pertaining to them, their body. But then in that same conversation, you'll say, okay, I'm glad this is where we're at. How is it that no good guys end up with you? Then it's, well, they promised and they. You won't get no, nothing. It just don't, no, they do nothing wrong. They do nothing wrong. They do nothing wrong. No means no, means what it always meant from day one. It's the woman telling a man, I said no. Now, in the decades since the term since the term's existence, uh, women grasped this concept and shoved it down your throat. And the problem with you men is you have not taken that perspective and applied it to other perspectives. You get into bed and lay down with a woman. She rubs you on your chest and turns around and go to sleep. That means she don't want to do the boing boing. I want to do some boing boing. People, I'm gonna tell you something that may be a surprise to you. Nobody believes in women's rights more than me. The problem is, I'm also going to introduce you to the parallels in which these same individuals contradict themselves. Yep, that's my job. And if I can go left for a second, can I go left for a second? Um, Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that when the Democrats execute article, everybody takes the COVID vaccination. I'm hoping that what you see across this great nation, you'll go up to a store and it'll say, COVID vaccine not needed. Because I'm believing in the future, people people are gonna be at the door. You know, like when you go to a movie, you pay for the ticket, then you go to the theater, and the guy tears the ticket in half. I'm believing that they're going to be COVID door security, and COVID door security is going to be a new career. What are you? I'm a COVID door security or and you're going to have to go and like you need paperwork when you drive your car. I just see going somewhere and the guy saying, "Could you, everybody, could you take out your COVID security thing?" I'm just hoping, and these are one of my fears, that when you go get your driver's license, they're going to say, you can't come into the motor vehicles until you had your COVID vaccination. Well, I don't believe in that. Well, you can't come in here to renew your license. You can't come in here to uh, you know, register your car. I'm scared of that. Not worried, scared. I'm just hoping that there are individuals that their morals don't allow them to execute the job. I'm hoping that when they give this task or add this to the current staff, the current line of things to police for policemen to enforce, I'm just hoping that there are going to be some police officers out there that's going to say, nah, I'm not enforcing that. I'm not even going to ask. I'm hoping. I am. I'm just hoping. Because that's what I see. I see that. Excuse me. I see that. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up by saying this once again. And it may hurt. I think it's going to hurt. Men, your words mean nothing. They don't mean nothing. Um, don't put yourself in a position where somebody is telling you your words don't mean anything more than once. Um, I stated earlier, when a woman considers your opinion, that's a courtesy. That's a courtesy. Let me tell you what I mean when I say when they consider your opinion, it's a courtesy. Um, People, I got more out of Atia LaShawn Bradley when I showed her I didn't care, as opposed to being a man. She understood me more when I was being um, as I am today. Let me reiterate. I'm numb. When I became numb to my position on her family. Notice I said hers. Um, I became numb. Um, And I want to be clear. I want to be clear. This works both ways. Um, but I remember in 2012 we were in court for a restraining order that she put on me in 2010 because I had a radio show telling everybody about how I fought to be a father, and so I want to enlighten the world. When she got her chance to cross-examine me, the first thing she asked me was, "Why don't you come see your daughter? The custody order is still the same." The judge yelled at me and said, "Mr. Smith, do not answer that." Turned to Atia LaShawn Bradley and said, "Miss Bradley, I don't know what you're thinking, but we're not here for custody." I said, "Your Honor, you keep thinking that." And I turned to the jury and said, "Keep thinking that's not why we're here." But I allowed that. And I said, "Your Honor, please." I said, "We can take an adjournment. And if you will allow me to go obtain my court transcripts in the 11 and a half years that I fought to be a father with this individual." She never said that. The only thing she said in 11 and a half years was, "Why did y'all give him custody? I don't want, he ain't this, he ain't that." I said, so, but your word means nothing. It's cute when you're in love, but we don't we don't see those women of the 50s and 60s like we see today. The women of today, because they decided that they want to come from under a man's tutelage, all the hard hitting stresses of life, they said, "Oh, I can develop them." And they became bitter. Their attitude is easily triggered. This is why in the community you call black, their attitudes is different from that where the women in other communities hooked up with men and now they hadn't absorbed all the pains and stresses of life. And now these are facts, people. I'm sorry. I was talking to a friend of mine, James Lewis, and we made it clear. I made it to him clear that the one thing you want more than anything when you're dealing with a woman is for that woman to, in fact, still have trace of a woman. But your word means nothing. It means nothing. The song, I know what he used to do for you, but what has he done for you lately? What have you done for me lately? Sung by Janet Jackson, produced by Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. I assure you, that is the perspective of a lot of women. But I assure you, not one of those women can be on the receiving end of that perspective from a man. So people take heed. I just did a one-on-one. I felt it very important. I have no air in me right now. I'm my brain is I'm still off the low of doing a one-on-one. I'm trying to jumpstart some antics. I got nothing. I got nothing. I'm a nothing whore. For individuals that gave contribution of $25 or more to the exclusive content club, the content of the one-on-one will be available. If not later on today, tomorrow, I will send it to you, of course. And I'll see you guys back here at 9 o'clock. Okay? This is the National Fathers League, 98.3 dotCOM FM. I'm Chris One. I'll see you guys tonight. Bye.